Hello everyone, today I'm watching Kurzgesagt, What If We Detonated All Nuclear Bombs at Once? I've never watched Kurzgesagt before, but I recently got his channel in my recommended, and I thought that I might as well just make a reaction video to it. So I chose the one about nuclear bombs first because it seemed the most interesting to me, so let's see what this is about.
Many of our viewers have asked us a very serious question. What if we made a big pile of bombs and exploded every nuclear weapon in the world all at once? Strangely enough, we couldn't find a good source to answer this question to our satisfaction. So, we gathered together a few scientists to calculate what would happen and find an answer to this extremely important scientific problem once and for all. Currently, there are 15,000 nuclear weapons on Earth.
I assume that it would really just be a shit ton of... it would just be a shit ton of radiation, that's it. You'd cause a crap ton of destruction, kill God knows how many people, and everything would be incredibly radioactive. It would probably be... well, maybe it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be pretty terrible for anything that is still alive after.
The US and Russia both have around 7,000, while France, China, the UK, Pakistan, India, Israel and North Korea own around 1,000 between them. But how much destructive power is this?
It would also, now that I think about it, it would also depend on how you explode them. Because if you put all the bombs into one place and explode them there, the rest of the world could survive very easily. But if you drop the bombs on like every major city in the world, then it would just cause complete destruction. So it depends how you do this. Nuclear bombs would be more destructive if you spread them across a bigger area. If you pile them all together, there's not going to be that much destruction.
Really?
At least that's what I think.
Let's try to put these numbers into perspective. On Earth, there are about 4,500 cities or urban areas with at least 100,000 inhabitants. Some are bigger than others.
So there's 15,000 bombs. That means you have 3 nuclear bombs on average per city and urban area of over 100k people. That is... you could destroy pretty much all of them. 3 times over. Because I assume one nuke would be enough. Though I guess it also depends on how strong the nuke is and how big the city is. How big of an area does it take up?
So we'll assume that on average we need 3 nuclear bombs to completely wipe out one city. This means we could destroy every single city on planet Earth with our nuclear arsenal, killing more than 3 billion people, roughly half of humanity, in an instant.
That's not really roughly half of humanity. There's 8 billion people right now, so that's 1 billion short of half of humanity. Although this video did come out a few years ago, I think, so the number was lower.
And we'd still have 1,500 nuclear weapons left. Now that's what an expert would call overkill. So we can say with confidence that we have a lot of nuclear weapons and they can do a lot of damage. But what if we make a huge pile of all 15,000 bombs and pull the trigger? Let's drop...
if you did something like that, it wouldn't be very effective. You'd destroy that one area completely, but the rest of the world would be mostly fine.
Our nuclear pile in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, just to show nature who's boss. Our warheads, piled haphazardly, fit into a small warehouse. A typical US warhead has the power of 200,000 tons of TNT. So 15,000 warheads would be the equivalent of 3 billion tons of TNT. For scale, this is enough to rebuild the whole island of Manhattan with every building and skyscraper using stacks of TNT. The closest thing we can compare to the energy gathered here is a volcano. One of the deadliest volcanic eruptions in recorded history took place in 1883 on the island of Krakatoa.
So it's as strong as a volcano, basically.
The eruption was so powerful that 70% of the island and the surrounding archipelago was destroyed, killing tens of thousands of people. Its effects were felt around the world for days after the event. Our nuclear pile contains 15 times the energy of the Krakatoa volcanic
never mind.
eruption.
It's 15 times stronger than Krakatoa.
3, 2, 1. In a second, a fireball 50 kilometers across vaporizes everything in its way and creates a blast wave that flattens 3,000 square kilometers of forest. Every living thing within 250 kilometers will start to burn. The explosion will be heard literally around the world as the pressure wave circles the Earth tens of times over the next few weeks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure something similar happened when the Tsar Bomba was exploded. When the USSR dropped the Tsar Bomba, you could hear the explosion around the world. Something similar to this, I think. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Whatever.
Millions of tons of incinerated material are catapulted into the atmosphere.
Oh, actually, one thing I forgot to even think about is the nuclear winter this would cause. That's what would kill us, probably. The nuclear winter, the lack of sunlight, plant life dying. That's what would probably kill us. Faster than the radiation this causes.
The mushroom cloud reaches the outer reaches of the stratosphere, pushing up against space itself. After things have calmed down, a small crater, about 10 kilometers across, is left in the center of the worst wildfires the planet has seen in millennia, spreading throughout South America, burning down forests and cities alike.
The Amazon is history.
And now,
at this point.
the unpleasant part begins. Extremely radioactive material will kill living things very quickly, and a large area several kilometers around the crater is now uninhabitable, as is everywhere for hundreds of kilometers downwind. Much of the fallout is carried high into the atmosphere by the mushroom cloud and carried around the planet. The amount of radioactive material in the environment doubles worldwide, which still isn't civilization ending, but we may see.
I mean, so it would really just be more cancer for a couple decades maybe. Twice the amount of radioactive material it's really not that bad. I mean, it's not good, but it wouldn't kill all of humanity.
More cancer for a while. A portion of the particles will flow to the edge of space for years and cause a nuclear winter
This
that could
is
lower
the real
global
problem.
temperatures by a few degrees for a few years. This explosion was pretty bad if you're in South America and especially Brazil. The Amazon rainforest is pretty much history, which is not great, but human life will go on. Okay, but what if we explode more nuclear weapons? Let's suppose humanity decided to mine every bit of uranium on Earth and build as many nuclear bombs as possible. At current usage, it's estimated that there are around 35 million tons of uranium in Earth's crust, enough to power human civilization for over 2,000 years, or to build millions of nuclear warheads. For the sake of argument, let's say we create a pile with a yield of 10 billion Hiroshima bombs, which makes up a cube 3 kilometers high that contains roughly.
Okay, so yeah, this would be civilization ending 100%. There's no chance humanity could survive this much.
The energy of the asteroid impact that ended the age of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Except it's also nuclear. 3,
So yeah, this would definitely
2,
kill us all.
1. Our pile explodes in a fireball stretching so high into the sky that it's visible from half of South America, with so much power that the ground just splashes like water, forming a crater 100 kilometers across. Bedrock on the scale of whole mountain ranges is vaporized in an instant, while thousands of tons of material is catapulted away with such speed that it's ejected into space.
All that material would also just like come down, which would cause a lot of heat. You know, like when an asteroid comes down onto Earth, it burns up in the atmosphere most of the time. That causes heat. So with how much stuff is being pushed up and then that's going to come back down, it would basically make Earth into a kind of like oven, at least around the areas of South America. So that would just spread wildfires pretty much everywhere.
Space. Some leaves Earth forever, while most of it comes raining down as hot, burning debris that heats up the atmosphere to oven-like temperatures, killing most big animals and causing firestorms all over the world. The Earth's crust rings like a bell, struck by global earthquakes stronger than anything in recorded history, decimating cities around the world, while hurricane-force winds flatten every single tree in South America and wildfires consume the continent. The abundance of hydrocarbons in the Amazon burn.
Now, the earthquake one is something I didn't think about, because I don't know if nuclear weapons, even that many nuclear weapons, would really be enough to cause the Earth's crust to trigger earthquakes. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. Apparently this was calculated by scientists, so I'll believe it.
And to form ash are cast into the atmosphere, darkening the sky and keeping sunlight from reaching the surface, dropping temperatures to near freezing worldwide.
Yeah, this would
The
definitely
ensuing
kill
global winter
the
may
winter.
last for decades and results in the extinction of every large animal species, humans included. We could also mention that every corner of the planet is covered with radioactive fallout.
Does it really matter at that point? If the wildfires and the boiling temperatures don't kill you, then the winter will kill you. If that doesn't kill you somehow, even though it definitely would, then you've also got radioactive material pretty much everywhere. Yeah, this is the extinction event of humanity.
But at this point, it
No
doesn't
one would
matter that
survive
much
this.
anymore. This is humanity's extinction event. The astronauts aboard the International Space Station
Never
get
mind,
to
they
enjoy
might
a great
survive.
view for a while, but it's not unlikely that the spray of rocks blast into orbit will
Or
destroy
not.
the station.
They would also die.
Those lucky enough to be in bunkers or in submarines deep below the ocean surface may survive the longest before they exhaust their food supplies and have to venture out for more. They'll find the world a charred, freezing, radioactive wasteland.
I was gonna say, even if you survive in a bunker, you're gonna run out of supplies eventually, and once you climb out of the bunker to search for more supplies, there won't be anything left. So, at that point, if you're in a bunker at that point, and because you somehow survived, and you run out of supplies, well, you might as well just use a gun and one bullet, because that's your only option at that point.
The planet itself doesn't care at all. After just a few million years, the wounds of the explosions have healed and life is thriving, arguably even more so than when
I mean, yeah, just like with the asteroid, it killed all the dinosaurs and most things that were alive, but life still went on.
humans were around. If intelligent life emerges again, it might be able to work out what happened. When they study geology, they'll find a bizarre and very thin layer of rock covering the entire world, enriched in radioactive elements like uranium and the other nasty things it decays to, mixed with rare earth metals and plastics that humans used. They would probably be very, very confused. Videos like this one take well over 12
That was a great video. Yeah, pretty much as expected. If you detonated a crap ton of nukes, you would kill all of humanity. Or at least you would cause incredibly terrible amounts of destruction if you detonated all the ones that we currently have. Yeah, anyway, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next video. Also, I now have a Discord. Link is down in the description below, so go check that out if you want. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next one.